Hi, and welcome to the review for the last two rounds for the winter section of MBA 512 Strategic Management. So let's start off with total points. Remember, you're trying to get to 2,500 points to receive the full credit for this assignment. Now, some teams, if you're over 2,000 points, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 teams over 2,000 points. You don't have many points, an average of 250 points per round for the next two rounds, which can easily be done to make it to the full points. Now, if you're below 2,000 points, you have a bit of work to do. So you want to just make sure you figure out how many points you need to get to the 2,500 mark, cumulative, and what that would average per round. So you can kind of keep on target. Everybody is still within, most everybody, if you're over 1,000 points, you're still easily within target to get to that 2,500. Okay, so just moving back up here to the top, we see, if we look at the gross profits margin, you want to be, at least when you're entering round five or you're working on round five, you need to be close to the 60% or higher mark. And many teams are in the 50 percentile or higher of gross profits. You need to start moving that into the 60% range or higher. Some teams finish the simulation in the 80% range of gross profits. Now, remember, we started at 40%. So all you've accomplished is 4 or 2 points progress in 4 rounds, or you've actually lost profit margin. This is where investors will hate you. Investors will curse you. They'll trash your stock. Your analyst score or the overview points will not be that good because companies are here to maximize wealth, increase sales, increase profits. So if you're not consistently increasing your sales, increasing your profits every round, specifically your profit margins, compared to your competitors, you're not going to do as well in the simulation. So I've made that pretty clear every round, and I've shown you a guideline for the first 4 rounds of how to complete it. I'm not going to be doing that moving forward because I think you should get the point by now. Okay, so let's just move back up, and we're going to let's look at the industry charts for the class. Okay, so if we see here, this is the net profit per team, and shrink this a bit. There we go. So if we see that we got 3 team leaders here. So the regulator, we'll just say Sand, and Funtime Autos are the 3 leaders of total net profits. Follow closely behind. If you're over 120 million of net profits, like Haskell, Jessica, Walsh, Rand, Steve, Diamond, these are all teams doing very well. Your profits are over 120,000, you're doing good. If it's over 100,000, you're doing well too. Any profits below 80,000, you could really stand a chance to move that higher. And you see how you have these same companies in the green here consistently, in the orange here too, consistently leading the pack from round to round. Now, points per team, we have one company here who had negative points for 2 rounds, but then turned it around last round. That's good. Now, you got to keep that positive momentum. And the teams that have negative points generally have negative profit margins. So you want to keep those profit margins doing well. And you can be around where you make a lot of points, and in the next round, you still make a decent amount of points. Because remember, you're competing year over year. So that makes it tough. If you're doing very well to outdo yourself, that's why it takes a lot of concentration and a lot of dedication to the simulation to do well. And some of the teams that are doing very well have run, multiple practice rounds to get in shape and make sure they're doing well in the simulation. If we look at stock price, we still have one team that's leader in stock price, but we have another team that's new to second place. And another team these 2 teams are consistently doing well with stock price. Now, if you're down here with stock price, it means that investors are not really appreciating your company because you're not doing as well as the top third. So investors seem to flock to companies who are profitable. Now, if we look at sales, so we have this team here that's in the middle of the pack as far as stock price, but they're number one in sales. And that's great to be number one in sales, but you have to turn those sales into profits. So anybody can be number one in sales. If, say Subaru wanted to be number one in sales of auto sales in the world, all they'd have to do is create a truck and a luxury car and a sedan car at $10,000 each. And as long as those were, decently quality cars, at such a low price point, they'd be the number one seller of cars in the world. But they'd have, hundreds of billions of dollars of losses to do that. So sales are great. Just make sure you can turn them into profits. So our top sales team, your challenge now is to turn these top sales, and some of these companies have, into top profits. Okay. Our earnings per share, we have two companies here in the top earnings per share, and some of the same companies with top profits are also in top earnings per share. And the way you do this, of course, is your earnings divided by outstanding stock. So if you can increase your earnings while decreasing your outstanding shares, that will increase your earnings per share. Okay, so that is my quick overview of how the teams performed in the last two rounds. And most teams, as you see here, if you look at the profits, you see teams are making progress. And if you look at the points, are never meant to go on an upward scale. You just kind of want to get above 400 or so points per round, which most teams have done, to get to that 2,500 points to do well. And you can see that stock prices generally moved up, and sales per team have moved up, and earnings per share. So most companies are moving forward and getting good progress. You just have to maintain that for the last two rounds to finish out the simulation and remain on top. Okay, so I hope that you're enjoying the class and the simulation, and I look forward to your next two rounds. Good luck to everybody. Thank you.